On Saturday, November 19th, I will be in Plano, Texas, which is in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, doing DebateCon. It's being hosted by the Modern Day Debates people, Destiny, Nuance Bro, a bunch of other people will be there, Alex Stein, all that. Come watch it. It's going to be amazing. Now let's get into the video. You know, with all the hubbub about how Twitter is somehow this big national security threat because Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has to deal with some of the plebs in her verified mentions tab after Elon Musk launched Twitter Blue, which, by the way, I was totally verified on Twitter at IamSean90 because I'm a very, very important person. I totally didn't pay the $8 for that verification tab. Anybody who tells you different, totally crazy. I was always verified. Ignore every other showing of my Twitter profile ever on this channel. We tend to forget that the actual social media threat to our country comes from TikTok, this Chinese-owned company, which has been proven time and time again to send your biometric data, send data from your other apps to the Chinese Communist Party back in Beijing, is on a bunch of people's phones in this country. The kids are on it, and people are using it, and it promotes leftism, mental disorders, and all sorts of other nefarious things right under our noses. And because TikTok is overwhelmingly favoriting the Democrats, they don't want to do anything about it, even though you have the chairman of Biden's own FCC saying that this app is an absolute danger to our country. And by the way, it needs to be said that one of the reasons why TikTok is so popular in the United States of America is because it's one of the few apps where you can go viral on. And the reason why that is the case is because the American-based social media companies have bent the knee to the Democratic Party, to the establishment, to the mainstream media, and they specifically deboost average people to prevent them from going viral, thus making TikTok the only viable alternative for somebody trying to start out. So essentially, the censorship regime put forward by the Democratic Party ends up influencing how people use their social media, directing them towards TikTok, and that creates a whole host of problems, including the fact that we're sending kids to an app that is owned by a nefarious foreign actor that clearly has negative implications, and we're all just supposed to pretend it's totally fine. Well, today we're going to go over a video of a girl who has been so indoctrinated by leftism and promoted by TikTok that she got famous for attacking her dead father because her dead father is evil because he supported the wrong political candidate. But before we get into this crazy video, we got a sponsor, so let's toss it over to the sponsor, and then we'll bring it back over here and discuss it on the other side. Things are getting tough out there. Inflation's at 8.2%, and it only appears to be getting worse. What do you do in times like these? Well, it's always good to have somebody in your corner, which is why I recommend you go and visit noblegoldinvestments.com. They have American-based professionals that will be assigned to you individually to help you navigate these tough times. And if you set up a qualifying IRA with Noble Gold Investments this month, you will be gifted a 3-ounce American Virtue silver coin. It's absolutely wonderful. It's beautiful. It's got weight like money should have to it. So go over, visit them at noblegoldinvestments.com or call them at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347, noblegoldinvestments.com.
Dad, please know that while I am grateful and highly aware of all that you've given this family, I still don't miss you. When you died, I felt like there was a hole. I missed something, but it wasn't you. It was the idea of what you could become. I miss being able to hope and wish that one day you turn a corner and see the world from my perspective. I miss the idea that one day you might help me fight for the things that matter. I missed my fantasy of you. Because when you died, it solidified the fact that you'll never be what you could have been, but only what you are. And what you are is a racist, misogynistic, xenophobic, Trump-loving, cis-straight white man. That is all you will ever be to me. And Dad, before you tell me to respect the dead, please remember that you disrespected and disregarded the lives and deaths of entire communities of people with your ideology. You told me to never back down, so I won't. You know for a fact that even against you, I'm not afraid to share my peace. You are everything I aspire not to be, and I refuse to stand up here and sing the praises of a man who was the paradigm of white supremacy. So I'll take your racist mindset, I'll take your money, and I'll take your advice. And I swear to God I will make this world a better place. Not at all because of you, but in exact opposition to you. Thank you.
So that was a daughter speaking at her own father's funeral, attacking him for being an evil white supremacist, saying that she didn't miss him because he committed the crime of supporting Donald Trump and being a cis white male. Again, Her words, not mine. Now, you might be confused because you're not watching the video, you're listening over on Spotify and on Apple's podcasting platform, but essentially this person is half black and half white, and like many people who are half black and half white in this country, they tend to lean in heavily towards their black identity because they hate a part of themselves, so they try to attack it and essentially be super pro-black as compensation for the fact that they are in conflict with themselves. Now, while this girl is in fact terrible, she is a horrible person, what she did at her father's funeral is in fact disgusting. The story is also tragic because I come from a background where I'm half Irish and half Puerto Rican, and I have none of the hangups that this girl has, but I can imagine if I were in her position and I hated myself so much that I had to spin out my hatred and project it onto other people in order to go after them to compensate for the insecurities that I had. And that hatred of oneself, that insecurity being so strong that you end up attacking your father, who by all accounts, from everything that I can read into from this story, actually was taking care of her, was sending her money, was trying to support her in the best way that he could, but she couldn't get over that because she's been indoctrinated by everything in our society to hate the white part of herself, so she projects that on him, and she can't let it go even after he dies. But honestly, it's not even the worst thing. She's gone on in other videos to show just how horrible a person she actually is. Now, I'm pretty sure the music in this next clip is copyrighted, so I'll explain to you what's going on as it's playing so you can understand it. So what comes up on screen is her on TikTok with a little bit of text, and there's music in the background, and it says, "When my dad wants me to spend time with him," and then it cuts to her saying, "Insert cash or payment type." Essentially, what she's making the case for is that she was somebody who extorted her father, who wanted a relationship with her, for money in order to have that relationship. So this person hates her dad, thinks he's a white supremacist, thinks he's an evil bad guy, but will take money from him in order to show him affection because he wants to connect with her, even though supposedly he's an evil white supremacist who wants her to die because he supports Trump and evil white supremacy, whatever. So this girl is a leech. She sees her relationship with her father as a sugar daddy, sugar baby relationship rather than a father-daughter relationship, and this is all due to the fact that she has such pent-up hatred for herself because she's half white that she projects that onto him. It's absolutely disgusting, and again, it's tragic because this relationship will never be repaired because she allowed ideology to consume her so much that it was weaponized against a member of her own family that's no longer with us. So this next one, she actually puts up a photo of her father, who is now deceased, on there, and it says, he dad, look under there, and then it goes to a little chart where it says he had liver cancer, and the dad responds to look underwear, and then she says, haha, you said underwear, and it's a picture of her as a baby next to her father, and then it cuts to he died, because, you know, it's really comedic to make fun of your father who died of liver cancer, who was giving you money to help support you in your ventures, even though you were a nasty, awful, racist person who self-identifies as a black supremacist because you hate half of yourself because you have been indoctrinated to do so.
How does it feel to have a racist dad when you are what he hates? He fights to keep the poor man poor and make America great. He can't see that his kids are dying, we're the ones he wants locked up. And he can't fight for his kids that aren't white if he just wants to stay stuck.
So again, you have no talent ukulele playing, and she's like, oh, how do you deal with a racist dad when he's the thing that you hate? But one of the things that I noticed about this that I found absolutely hilarious is the way that it ends. When she's walking toward the phone to turn it off, you can't help but notice the fact that she's smiling because this is all a game, this is all a joke, she's being ridiculous, she's playing victim because our society has told her that the way you can get fame on TikTok and throughout the rest of our society is by perpetually playing the victim. And she's going so hard that she hates her own father.
I knew that a time would come where I couldn't tell him thank you. And now the time has come where I can't tell him thank you anymore. And while he has done a lot of negative he's done a lot of positive for me too that I'm very thankful for. And I just really want to remember to tell the people in my life that I appreciate them and I'm thankful for them. Even the people that I have beef with, even the people that I'm not so close to, I want them to know that I'm thankful for the role that they played in my life and making me the person that I am.
Then, of course, there's a cut to her being all tearful about how, oh, I definitely do miss him and all that. Oh, it's so sad. I mean, remember when I was saying that if he wanted to spend time with me, then he had to pay me to spend time with me? And I called him a racist at his funeral, and I talked about how I would take his money because I'm very money-centered. She probably blew all that money because, you know, she's at a crappy university studying grievance politics and not going to do anything. And maybe that's why she's actually crying. And she's like, listen, everybody who had beef with me, I love you because you're no longer with us and blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. You're a terrible person. You're trying to get famous off of attacking your father because he's the wrong race, because you're uncomfortable about who you are, and you've been indoctrinated to such a point that you see politics as your religion. So what you're doing is attacking your father in a religious zealot-like fervor. This is exactly what you see with cult members that turn on their own family, fully on display, ready to go viral on TikTok, because again, the overlords at the Chinese Communist Party can't get enough of this racially divisive nonsense.
The Black experience is literally an experience like no other, which is exactly why I'm at an HBCU and pretty much only want to have Black friends and partners. It is just literally impossible to explain the Black experience. Like, you can have a Black husband, you can have a Black child, you will literally never understand the Black experience.
So unsurprisingly, this girl uses they, them pronouns according to her bio, and she's like, wow, the Black experience is so amazing. It's like literally no experience at all. You couldn't even possibly understand it. This is why I'm at an HBCU, because I'm trying to really lean into my Black half, and I don't know if you know this, but I hate my white father. Please send me money. I'm trying to grift off the fact that I have a white father that wanted to spend time with me. What an evil racist. He voted the wrong way. How dare he? Wow.
Saying that I could be racist the same way a white person could be racist completely invalidates the racism experienced. When white people experience what they call racism,
she looks like she has blood on her hands. I'm just going to point that out, that her hand is unusually red. And to her point about saying that she could be racist in the same way that a white person can, I do agree. That's just not the case. You see, when she's racist, she goes viral and she gets praised for it. When a white person is racist, there's a level of accountability and expectation, and they're usually sanctioned by society for it. Even a white person arguing with a Black person, not being racist at all, can become a viral sensation. This person can go on and on about how they're a Black supremacist, how they hate white people, how their hatred for white people is so strong that they hate their white half and they hate their father even after they're dead, make jokes about him being dead because haha, it's so funny, you died, I'm trying to go viral, and all of that. That's all excused. That's all, oh, we understand, oh, poor baby, we're so sad for you, wow, 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 oh my god, what a hard life you had having a father that wanted to spend time with you, that was supporting you financially. Geez, a lot of people definitely don't experience that. So sad. I mean, you're at an HBCU. Why don't you go ask your fully Black friends at this HBCU what their relationship with their father is? You will find out how privileged you actually are.
When white people experience what they call racism, it's like they're being called a Karen or they're being called a cracker or something. When Black people experience racism, it's being thrown in jail unnecessarily.
Black people aren't being thrown in jail unnecessarily on average. They commit way more violent crimes per capita, thus they're disproportionately represented to their population in prisons, but in reality, they're not disproportionately represented in terms of their level of crime.
It's being shot in the streets for literally doing nothing.
While it is true that Black people get shot in the streets for doing nothing a lot, this is due to the fact that other Black people in those neighborhoods are firing off shots in gang-related shootings, and those stray bullets can end up hitting somebody. It has nothing to do with white people, nothing to do with racism, and nothing to do with the police.
It's having your neighborhood gentrified. It's having your district redlined.
So I just want to talk about what she just did right there. She just said gentrification is racist. This is white people moving into a certain area, typically improving that area, and that changing the ethnic makeup of that area. Then she called redlining racist because redlining was when they drew lines around for financial purposes in order to deny people loans. By the way, this program ended in the 60s, that kept Black people in their own neighborhoods. So if Black people live in their own neighborhoods, that's redlining, that's racist. If white people move into those neighborhoods, that's gentrification, that's racist. There is quite literally no way for a white person to not be racist according to this person, and it just shows you how absurd this ideology is and what the lack of value that you get from these universities actually is.
So to tell me that you as a white person experience racism the same way black people do, that's just absurd.
Again, like I said, the difference between white people experiencing racism and black people experiencing racism today in the United States of America is that when black people perceive that they've experienced racism, they get cheers, they're able to attack their dead relatives and go viral because of it, while white people getting into an argument with the black person, perceived as racist, even if it's not, can go viral, result in their firing, result in their dismissal from society, and their life being ruined. So this person is getting all the praise in the world for these ridiculous TikTok posts, not getting barely any criticism, not getting banned from TikTok, when if you talk about black crime or anything conservative related, you would get banned from TikTok. Again, Chinese overlords on that company. And she's going viral because of it. So she's getting all the praise, all the promotion, all the cheers, and everybody's like, wow, you're so amazing the way that you attacked your father for wanting to be in your life because he voted the wrong way, and you would rather hate somebody for voting the wrong way than have a relationship with your father because you hate yourself that much. Honestly, this video is horrible. It's horrible from beginning to end. Every single clip is terrible. The little tears about how, oh, I miss him after I've made fun of the fact that he's dead, or after I try to make it all about me at his funeral, etc., etc. Just not something that I want to see. I hope that this girl becomes normal at some point in the future. I hope she looks back on this and regrets what she did. I hope she realizes what a terrible person she is right now. However, I'm not optimistic. She is in an HBCU. She's probably studying some form of grievance politics like I talked about. So she's going to get a degree in being a professional victim and likely never gain throughout her entire years of life any amount of awareness or anything like that about how terrible and empty of a person she actually is. And honestly, maybe that's the appropriate punishment for somebody like this. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you like the video, show me by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on all my social media, support me via the support links in the description box of this video. This has been me talking about an absolute racist attacking her dead father because he's white. Till next time.